It says an error occurred. Try. They're not letting me stream. Do you see anything come up on the stream or no?
Well, I think we might be up right now.
Are you seeing it?
It says RFL Offseason Podcast number 24 with 2 in the parentheses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we must be up.
Yeah, I don't see why it's not. Is it showing though? Is it showing?
Yeah, I saw it on the.
No, I'm saying like the video. Like, is it showing anything?
Yeah,
on there?
you're on Mansour Chappelle right now.
Okay. So my bad, guys. Look, I know it's a long podcast, but we are really trying to break down this draft and get all this information to you guys so that you can know what's going on, man, and just to get the storyline. And pretty much that last podcast lasted like 2.5 hours. We still got more to go on. So make sure you smash that like up, man. Keep this podcast going, man, because we still didn't even get to the coaches and the RFL College Series thing that we're going to talk about for a quick second. Not going to be too long, but we wanted to make sure we got that. But we did want to also make sure that we reviewed these players with their combine so you can know more about them. Maybe you didn't pay attention to them in the College Series and, get more knowledge that way. But I think who we left off was we talked about A.J. Bowen a bit. Let's talk about Mansour Chappelle. And we're almost done here. Once we get through the free safeties and strong safeties, we're not going to do the kickers. Excuse me. And we're just going to move on to the next topic of what we're talking about. But Mansour Chappelle, Stanford safety, did good ran a good 40, third amongst free safeties, 4.48, first in the vertical jump. So that's good there for a safety, 35.7, 9.7 broad. He's third. And 3 cone, showing off some agility, 6.96. One thing about this kid, he was a very hard-hitting guy, safety. Had a big hit also in the College Series Bowl. What's your thoughts on Chappelle?
I think Chappelle is actually going to be another guy like Ray. Really, I don't know if he's going to be as top flight as Ray immediately. But he's got all the same skills, same body, same build, excellent coverage, but yet knows how to hit and knows how to tackle. So this is another guy who's sort of going to be an all-around great safety for any team to draft. And the fact that he might go to a team in the middle of the first round is going to be a steal. So yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be a day one starter, and he's going to be one of the top guys in the next couple of years in the RFL. And then just to let you know, apparently our whole A.J. Bowen thing got cut off.
Okay. So let's go over A.J. Bowen, man. I talked about him being a little bit undersized for his position. 5'10", only 170 pounds, which, in the league got to be a lot bigger than that. It's going to be tough to be able to make plays. But he made plays at Penn State, made a lot of huge plays. Didn't really wow anyone in terms of his combine performance. Was top 3 at 3 in the 20-yard shuttle with a 4.19 and a 4.62 40. Not the best there. But one thing we could say about A.J. Bowen, though, that I've seen that I was saying was that his ability to react and make plays and be aware of what's going on in his play recognition, that's what stood out the most about this kid.
Yeah, and I pretty much reiterated that. He might not be the tallest, he might not be the best body style that you want at free safety, but much like Tiller, he just knows how to make plays, and he knows how to put himself in position. And I think that he's going to be an excellent safety for a team as long as they don't expect him to really show much support in the run, and as long as they don't try to put him in man coverage too often, he's going to fare perfectly well. Put him back in his zone, let him do his job, and find out where he's got to go to make plays for the defense, because that's what he does best. He's got a knack for the football, and sometimes those are the guys you need more than the combine heroes, and I think he's going to be just fine in the RFL. Just maybe a little bit smaller than some of the guys might like.
Yeah. Definitely highly aware. I think the most aware safety.
Yeah.
Even up there with Ray to an extent, in my opinion. Very good awareness. And we got Jacob Kane of Oklahoma. Now this guy was everywhere on the field for Oklahoma. He was pretty much the anchor for the defense, and he was just everywhere that the ball was. Sometimes he looked bad because he was the only one that was pretty much pursuing the ball carrier. They kind of struggled a little bit on defense throughout the series, but he definitely played and gave it his all every week. Showed off the ability to lay some big heavy hits as well. Just at 5'10", 185 pounds. But his combine didn't shock too much. He was top 5 in a couple categories. Some of the agility stuff looks good. 10-2 broad jump. What's your thoughts on Jacob Kane?
I think this guy is a nice mixture of everything you want. He might not be the very best zone coverage guy, and he might not be the very best tackler, but he's sort of a Swiss Army knife at the safety position. And as you've seen, I know Baker sort of started it and other coaches did it, and I've seen him all over the place with these safeties just getting played everywhere. This is the kind of guy you look for, is a guy who's versatile and is just really good at everything you ask him to do. And he's going to fare very well. He might not get the name recognition that a guy like Ray or Chappelle or even Bowen get, but he is just as much talented, and he is very skilled in every position you want at free safety. So another guy, I think he's going to end up falling a little bit just because of the fact that there's so many good free safeties. But whoever lands him is going to be getting another first round pick, no matter where he gets picked. He is talented enough to be considered a first rounder. And if there was 2 less safeties, he would easily be a shoo-in for sure as a first round pick. We just, like I said, with the oversaturation of safeties this year and how many of them were so talented, it's going to be tough for them to make it into the first round, but definitely first round talent.
Yeah, that high praise from Bill right there on Kane. And the last guy we're going to go over for the free safety, you got Cody John out of Notre Dame. Now, I did like this kid's play. Didn't stand out too much in the combine, but look at him, top 10 in every category, ran a 4.53. He was another guy who showed off the ability to make big plays, a couple of big hits, got some really good size on him, 215, 5'11". What's your thoughts on him?
Sort of the same, echoing the same thing as I did with Tiller and with Bowen too. I mean, he just seems to be a guy who it just knows how to make plays. He finds the football and does what he needs to do, whether it's lay a hit down or drop back into his zone coverage. And same with Kane and even Bowen. Not a lot of name recognition because you have all-stars like Strotter and Ray and Chappelle, who was one of our first prospects last year who was submitted, but they are still very talented, and I think they're going to serve well for whatever team they go to. And to top it off, Cody John has a really good size to him and could potentially even see time at strong safety. So he's going to be really versatile in the run game, I think, and be able to help a team out in that aspect just as much as flying around making plays in the pass game.
Yeah. And the last position we'll be going over with combines, we got Florida. We got strong safeties. Florida State's Greg Pounds. I was very impressed with how he played at Florida State. Made a lot of pretty good plays. You can see he's top 5, top 4 in every category except for the bench press. He had only 12 reps, but he ran a 4.47. So that's pretty good for a strong safety. Third in that category, and in the shuttle, he was third in that category as well with a 4.21. So showing some good agility, good explosiveness with his vert and his broad. I think he thought he was an all-around good, strong safety.
Yeah, he's bona fide strong safety. He might not be the best guy out of this draft class when it comes to coverage, but he'll help with the run game and hit you just as much as any other safety in this draft class, and he's still that good enough to be in the zone coverage with anybody else. It's just I don't think it's his strong suit. I think he's better knocking dudes out and playing the run game, but that's what strong safeties are supposed to do. If you can drop back and play zone, that's just an added ability that you have, and I think he's got that. So same with the last couple of guys. Maybe you don't have the same name recognition, but this guy's going to be a great asset to a team for years to come in the RFL.
Yeah, love this film. We got Chester Brace, UCLA. He was a pretty good safety as well, man. He's got some really good size on him. Pretty massive. 5'11", 223, 4.6, 4.40. But he showed his ability despite that big size on him at 5'11". He also showed some agility here. A 6.97 3-cone and it was third in that and was second in the shuttle with a 4.2 flat.
Yeah, this guy is your prototypical hybrid safety. Not big enough to be a linebacker, not small enough to be, or not skinny enough to be a free safety, essentially. And he can hit, and that's what you want with a hybrid. This guy could probably drop down in nickel packages and dime packages and play out of the linebacker position, but he's quick enough and agile enough to play on the back end if needed, or when it calls for it. He's not the tallest, but he's 223 pounds at 5'11", and that's a stocky dude right there. He's gonna be able to lay some hits down and really give a team some options when it comes to the linebackers core, and honestly might be able to help a team out at linebacker more so than at strong safety. We'll see. What depends on which team he goes to, but this is the kind of guy that you look for in a defense when you're trying to be able to move guys around and have speed at every position. This Brace is the guy you look at.
Yeah, could look at him being maybe a sub linebacker of some sort or something.
Definitely.
A strong safety, I do feel like that's definitely a spot. An all-out linebacker, not sure how great he would fare there. So that's why I brought up the sub linebacker spot. The strong safety, I think he'd be pretty decent. He played pretty well at UCLA too. So I mean, I think he'll be a great addition for any team that selects him. And nobody else really to go here. We'll go through Calvin Carr as the last one here from Mississippi State. I thought he played pretty well as well. Got overshadowed a bit. It was only top 3 in a vert with a 34.3, and he was third in that no impressive combine, but pretty decent size on him. And not really too much to say here. Pretty good, pretty decent dude.
This guy, he's going to be a guy that he's not going to be your top pick. He's not. And you're probably not going to draft him to be your day one starter unless you really, really, really are desperate for some safety help. But he's got promise. He's got some of the tools you need to be a strong safety with his pursuit. His pursuit's good. His play recognition isn't the worst. Zone coverage is up to par. He's sort of got somewhat of a dull Swiss Army knife, the right team has a sharpener, and they can mold that a little bit more. He definitely got overshadowed. Mississippi State, I mean, it's not a bad school at all. It's just not as out there as some of these other schools these guys are coming from, like Florida State and LSU and Alabama, and they're not up to that level. So he didn't get as much exposure. But I think, a couple years down the line from now, he's either going to be a top-flight backup or a role player, or he could be a solid starter for somebody down the road. Just I don't know if it's going to be right away.
Yeah. And so that covers all the positions. We won't be going through the kickers here, even though we had – matter of fact, let's do one kicker, man, submitted guy. Elliot. Oh, look at this. Wow. First in the 40-yard dash amongst kickers, 4.86. And he had 5 reps on the bench and was first in the shuttle with a 4.82. Okay, Elliot. This is what I'm talking about.
Holmberg. This guy is going to be good at kicking the ball through the yellow things at the edge of the end zone. And
yes, sir.
He's good at a combine with other kickers of his abilities.
Yes. And he's 5'8", 207 pounds.
And he's a thick one too. Boy, that's a lot of weight for a kicker, and for a guy at 5'8", that's pretty stocky right there.
Yeah, I mean that's what when you're that big, you're definitely going to put up five reps on the bench.
That's 5 reps right there, man. That's some serious business. What I want to know is how is 5 reps the number one?
I can't imagine what the other guys got.
1 rep?
Probably there's somebody with 0. We'll have to check that. And we can see the archetype power. He didn't get that just for the leg. He got that because he's a stud. 207, 5 reps. Get on this guy's level. It's my homie Holmberg.
Round pick.
Boom. All right, let's go ahead and look at the rest of the guys. So, okay, this guy got 4 reps.
Wait, what?
Who got the lowest? 4 reps. 4 reps. Okay, so Elliot Holmberg got 1 more rep than everybody else.
He showed them.
Yeah. That's what 207, 5'8" gets you, man.
Yeah.
Strongest of the group. Let's look at another submitted kicker, man. Let's look at this. Okay, he wasn't on the Elliott Holmberg train. He had only 4 reps. Logan Lopez for Penn State. He was a really good punter, man. He punted the ball really good. Look at that, man. Top 3 in every quarter, every category.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, he's gonna take this ball and he's gonna kick it like 40 yards, and nobody else is gonna kick it as far as him.
Monster.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Absolute savage. Let's see. Okay, still 4 reps. It looks like all the kickers just 4 reps.
We know
Elliott
that 4
Holmberg
reps is like, you need to at least have 4 reps. If you don't have 4 reps, you're not getting drafted. All right. But if you have 5 reps, straight to the top.
I mean, what was my man's combine grade? Oh, 2.2. I thought he was killing the game.
2.2?
2.5 though for Caleb Francis.
Wow.
Nice.
Sheesh.
Said we weren't going to spend no time, but they're too great to pass up.
Streets, get out of here. What are you talking about?
Get out of here, Drew Brewer.
Yeah. We ain't
Marquise.
nothing. You got nothing on this 2.5 here. Look at this. Oh, I think I found a punter with... Is there a punter with more than 4 reps?
Yeah, not a punter. It was only the only person who got over 4 reps as a kicker was Holmberg.
Well,
stud.
Because of that extra rep, Holmberg is going to get picked first.
All right, so that's going to do it for our combine I guess, showing. And so I know we did a great job of going in depth, showing you guys pretty much all the top guys. We didn't get to go through all of them. There's still a lot of guys out there that we missed, and that would have definitely took all day. The podcast has already ran over 2.5 hours, and it's a pretty big deal. It's about to be 3 hours straight here. But at the end of the day, great podcast for sure. We still got some stuff to say to you, though. But I got the RFL Draft up here in terms of the graphic, so that you guys know the next time you guys will be seeing us is during the draft this Saturday. Do not miss the draft. It'll be a 3-day event starting at 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Do not miss the draft. We've been working nonstop on I've been working nonstop on the graphics. Of course, the rest of the squad has been working scouting. So can't wait to see what happens. Hopefully, this podcast dropped off some gems to you guys who are coaches. Probably get another thought of some other guys you probably didn't think about. But in terms of the draft content, we have covered it all. And so...
And then another thing to make sure to point out again, which I know most people know, but this is the first year that I know of, I'm pretty sure, that we're going to be doing this all live. The last few years when you guys see the draft, the coaches already know who's picked. We know the overalls. We're just keeping it hush-hush. You guys get to experience the draft and the excitement of picking a player at the same time as the coaches and the players themselves. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I think this is going to be the most hyped up and best draft. And, of course, the draft after this with the 200-plus guys coming in for the college series coming up, it's going to be crazy. But what we got to cover here is 2 things, and then we're going to bounce out of here. So first, we're going to be talking about – let me go ahead and put up the graphic so I can remember what the topic was because my phone's dead. Okay, coach application review. So we still have not reviewed any applications for coaches yet. And the reason why is we've been focusing on getting this draft up and running and done right so that it can be a great presentation. One thing it won't have in it, and I really wanted to incorporate it but just didn't have the time for it, was putting in highlight tapes of some of the players. I might still be able to incorporate a couple of those, but not a lot. And that's not a promise. But most likely it won't be any at all. But if I have the time, I'll do it. But so there won't be any highlight tapes of the player who got drafted showing. I definitely wanted that, but that's definitely something we're going to have next year because I'm going to plan that out ahead of time and get everything worked out. But instead, for the application reviews, after the draft is over, we will then be looking at the applicants. And, of course, we're going to go through the applicants, see the best ones that we think had the best application, and we're going to put those guys in an order list and interview those guys in order. Once the teams are filled up with coaches we accept, then we are going to we're going to put out a post saying that all positions are filled, and we are not looking for any more head coaches at this time. So that way, if you submitted an application as a coach and you did not get contacted back, our post out about our positions being filled is the answer to why you haven't been contacted back. It's because we didn't get to you, and we already filled our positions. So that's pretty much that with the coaches applications.
Yeah, let me tell you, we could hire every coach that's submitted an application so far this season, and we could replace the entire league of coaches right now and still have guys not get a job. We have a lot of guys to go through, so please be patient with us. We're going to do the best we can. We got a lot of stuff on our plate right now between the draft, setting up for Madden 21, with the college series coming up. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. We're going to do our best to get it, but you guys got to remember, we're only a few guys, and man, there's a lot of applicants to go through, and it's not an easy process either, because we want to make sure we get the right guys, and
yeah,
it's going to be a process, but we'll get there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough. I see Lucas Wade saying, when can we make a player? You won't be able to make a player until next year if you didn't apply for this upcoming college series, because applications closed after the Relocation Bowl on June 28th. Just last month, and we don't reopen our applications until January of next year, so it's going to have to be a wait. In terms of the coaching applications as well, if you applied and we fill up our spots, we're still working on, of course, this big project for season 6. I'm pretty sure most of you guys already know by now, but we may be incorporating offensive and defensive coordinators. You must be 18 years or older still to apply and be that, though. Okay, so it's still the coach requirements. If you are accepted as an offensive or defensive coordinator, when we do get that open, you will not have to pay to be an offensive or defensive coordinator. You will have to, pretty much you have to be accepted by a coach for that to happen. Our coaches will be pretty much, what's going to happen is for the guys who didn't get the job, I'm going to look at saving your applications and then getting in contact possibly with you guys to see what type of coordinator would you like to be, and pretty much have your name down on an RFL list of available offensive and defensive coordinators for teams. Now, what we're about to incorporate for next year is about to be really big, and so you have to know what you're talking about and have to know what you're doing in terms of being a coordinator, and we will make sure to interview you guys and make sure that you are, that. And, it won't be basic picking playbooks, okay? So it won't be basically you picking playbooks just because that's the NFL playbooks. You will have to pretty much create and edit playbooks to be tailored towards doing what you want the team to do on the offensive and defensive side. So it's going to be a lot more control than what you get in regular Madden. So it's going to be a lot that's going to be coming for next season, definitely. Season 6 is going to be a huge year for us. So that's why I said if you don't get picked as a coach, a lot of big hope for you guys on getting an opportunity to join the RFL staff. So don't worry about it. But that's going to cover the application portion of this, and the final topic that we have to cover is the RFL College Series Commitment Day. So I keep forgetting if it's between the 29th or the 27th, but I believe it's the 27th we said,
29th.
Bill?
29th.
Okay.
That's a
yes.
Wednesday.
So
it's the night of our podcast that week.
Okay, cool. So on the 29th, on Wednesday, we will be having the official Commitment Day. So our podcast will be Commitment Day. On Commitment Day, pretty much all you're going to do is, hey, if you were a guy who submitted your player first and you were first at that school at that position, you do not have to transfer. We're not going to ask you to transfer we're not going to ask you to transfer. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to the guys who aren't first on the list and have them. Well, actually, what we will do, because it's better to think of it this way, since they were first, we will talk with the guys who are starters and make sure, who were there first, to make sure that they are cool with staying where they are at. If they decide to stay where they are at, they will be pretty much the starter for that team. If they decide to transfer while not being the starter, they will pretty much be first in the front of the list to choose where they want to transfer, and then we go to the guys who were backups looking to transfer. After those guys decide where they want to go, they will go there officially, and then we'll be in order of people who arrive next. But what's going to happen is, I talked about it being in order of who submitted the application, but we're going to move up the people who have been active and a part of the Discord ahead of those guys who just submitted guys ahead of you, because you guys have been active in the community. So you guys will have the ability to transfer where you want to first, and then we'll reach out. We'll try to reach out still to guys who aren't in there, and if they don't respond, they're going to be stuck where they're at, and that's going to be on them. So I think that's it, man. Bill, you got anything else to say about that?
Yeah, this is for the guys who are in the Discord. I made that prospect transfer channel thing, and a lot of guys, and I know for the most part most guys understand it, but I want to just put this out there again. That is nothing that we are going to look at. None of the information you put in that channel is going to be used on transfer day. It is not your way to say where you're transferring. That was strictly made for you guys to be able to better understand where everybody else plans on or wants to go on transfer night, so that way when it comes to your turn, a school wasn't already picked and you're completely flabbergasted on who to pick or where to go. That's the only reason for the channel. I just want to put it out there so guys are not mad if somebody chooses their school that they DM'd me about 3 weeks ago. I've been telling guys, but I just want to make sure that it's out there. That is nothing that we are taking as final product. That is strictly for you guys to try to coordinate with yourselves, so that way you guys aren't caught off guard by somebody's choice come transfer night. That's all it's for. Yeah. So I want to put that out there.
So that's a verbal commit, not an official commit, pretty much. You're just saying where you would like to go or you plan on going, but you're not going to actually be officially committed there until that day.
Yeah.
Where we decide where you're going to go.
Basically, I have made the scouting the prospect list. I've been the one taking care of that all season. So if you are the 15th ranked running back or the 15th running back down on that chart, starting from the top where the running backs start, that means you were the 15th running back submitted in the draft class. So if the 13th ranked running back goes to the school, is planning on moving to the school that you plan on going to, make sure you have some backups ready. That's really what the point of the channel was for, is so that way you can see where some other guys that might get to pick before you are going and can, find other options or figure out what you want to do, basically.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And honestly, I would say, well, I guess we did drop a lot on them, so I guess we can leave a little bit of an open question to see what people want to say here. It's almost midnight for me, but honestly, I'm not feeling too tired. How you feeling, Bill?
I'm feeling good.
Okay, so I guess what we'll do is right now for, let's say, 10 minutes or less, if we don't get any questions like that, we will leave it up to you guys to ask us questions on things that you're interested in, getting answers to.
Yeah, and I've been starting to keep track here. Josh Fox, I've seen you ask a couple times about asking a question or sharing an idea. This is the spot probably to share it, since we're taking questions right now. Lucas Wade, are you in the Discord now currently? Do you have a cross?
Yeah, if you're not in the Discord already, you either been, or if you were in the Discord and you got kicked out, maybe it's because of your phone, or maybe it's because you weren't active and you got kicked out. We will not send you another one unless you have a player. You are not allowed to be in the Discord unless you are doing something for the league as a staff member or are a submitted prospect. If you are not neither one of those, you will not receive a Discord invite.
And then one of the first questions is, any rosters coming to PC, as it looks like you guys will be using mods? I'm not sure if he means releasing rosters.
Yeah, we're not releasing our rosters. We're definitely holding on to those. But there's a possibility we might it's a possibility, man. We might think of making an RFL mod for you guys who are on PC, if we get everything built up like how we want it to. So look out for that, because I think that's going to be fire, and I think a lot of people are going to learn more about the RFL with that mod. So
yeah, definitely. And somebody wants to know, will there be a college series trailer preview?
Depends on if we got time. Now, we definitely do have a little bit of time, but I also, like I said, we're working on this big project. It's literally going to take me the rest of these 6 months to even build the RFL rosters again after this draft. So that's going to be a long time that I'm going to be working, and I'm going to be doing a college series on top of that. Will I have the time to build a trailer. Probably not, but I can see if maybe Beazle, Rob can get together, put some clips together, or maybe make some clips for me to make a trailer. And if we can, we'll put it out there for you guys. I mean, we had a trailer last year. It was really good. That was made by Rob. So it's a possibility, good possibility we might have a trailer for you guys.
Nathan would like to know, can a team time out on their picks and lose it?
So in the RFL draft, what we're going to do is every team's going to have 5 minutes to make a pick. So if they don't make a pick in that time, then I believe in real life, does it get voided?
No, what happens is the next team chooses, and then the team that got skipped gets to choose again, I believe. But if they miss it a second time, they might have the pick removed from them. I'm not sure. I just know that it almost like they get bunny hopped for the pick.
Okay, well,
but I don't even know
since
if
we
that's
can't,
possible.
Since we can't do that and we don't have the time for it in the RFL, what we're going to do is we're going to void your pick. So if you don't have, if you don't put your pick in within 5 minutes, it would be, well, I guess, because there's nothing we could do really to save that, man. We can't add extra time because then nobody would follow the time minute, so the 5 minute thing. So your pick will have to be voided. So that's how we're going to roll with that. And it won't start up after a pick is made. What's going to happen is once a pick gets in and we talk about the pick, and me, Bill, and Rob, who will be commentating over the draft, are finished talking about the pick and everything, then I'll start up that timer. So you really got more than 5 minutes.
And then Josh Fox, I see again saying you want to share an idea. Like I said, if you want to put the idea out there to share with us, we can understand what idea you want to share with us. Razier, how much hype is day 2 of the draft compared to day 1? About the same as last year's draft, man. You were there.
Yeah, I think it's about the same. But I think I think the first 2 days are going to be like the biggest. But day 1 of the draft is, just in case you guys don't know, it's only going to be the first round. Day 2 is going to be the 2nd through the 4th, and day 3 is going to be the 5th through the 7th. So, yeah.
And then so
Josh, if you're going to share the idea, man, I mean, you're bringing up the idea. If you want to put it out there, man, put it in the comments so we can know what it is.
Share the idea. Lido said D105 mod for season 8. I'm pretty sure we're already working on that D105 mod, man. So that's not going to be till season 8. That's going to be this upcoming series.
Right? It's not. No. The reason why is because the D105's got all the D1 colleges, and we only have the 32 coming up here. That was my project I was planning on working on with getting PC recorders. You know, guys who have PC who can record the games and have set number of teams and stuff like that. Yeah, so we're working on doing that, and if we could get enough recorders, we possibly could have a full D1 college series with 100 plus teams. But of course we need the recorders for that, because that's, like I said, like I did when I put up the numbers, that's 53 games a week that has to be recorded. And if we get at least 23 guys, I believe, then it would only require those 23 people to record 2 games at max a week. And then me and Rob will be recording our 6 games combined total to finish out the week on the RFL page. We'll have a separate page where those guys will be recording, so everyone can see every single game that their player was in at any college. So that's what we're planning on doing. So I'm not sure if that's something we're gonna, do.
We would just need a lot more resources to be able to make that happen at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be something that we'd love to be able to do, but that's just a lot of time and resources that at this point we just don't have.
Yeah.
Eric Straughter, Mr. Top Corner himself in this for this Saturday, wants to know, next year in the RFL, can the RFL teams make their own uniforms?
No. Because honestly, what's going to happen is you can propose a uniform to me, but I'm not having any, I'm not going to allow anyone just to make their own uniforms, because honestly, some people, like I said, I'm not saying that I'm all around the best guy with the best taste out here. But I want my league to look a certain way. And if I think a team's uniforms is just looking too psychedelic and it's just looking not matching my vibe that I want for this league to have, I'm not accepting it. It's got to be reviewed and okayed through me. But honestly, this next year coming up, these are pretty much the designs that I'm okaying. Me, Bill, and Beazle are working on the uniforms for these upcoming this upcoming next year and everything like that. They're going to look fire. You already should know they're going to look fire after you've seen the Reload Bowl. So, I mean, we're most likely not going to change those uniforms once we set them for a couple of years. And then later on, what we'll do is once I actually introduce owners, once I know for a fact I got legit guys that can be owners, then I'll have it where, they can propose and create uniforms and send it to me to see if it's okay.
And then Willie Bob 057 says, if you guys need some help on PC or PS4 rosters for 21, I'll help. I've been working on some roster projects for PC for the college mod, and I've been doing some rosters for PS4 as well.
Nice. Well, in terms of the rosters, I'm the only guy who's going to handle the rosters in terms of that, because honestly, all I have to do it on PC is build it once. You know what I'm saying? And then I can edit it. The hard part is building it the first time, because once you make the roster the first time, you're literally building everything from the ground up, from scratch. So that's going to take a long time, which is why I said these 6 months are going to be crucial for me. But after I build it, LC3 is going to be the same LC3. You know what I'm saying? And the players will be there. I'll just have to change the players if they're traded and add the new rookie guys and get rid of the old retired guys and stuff like that. So that's pretty much. Yeah, I won't need help on the rosters, but if you could help in other areas in terms of PC, man, definitely welcomed here in the league. But right now, we do have our hands on deck that we want to have to finish this project for us. So at the moment, not looking for anyone to help us in that area. But in terms of if you want to be a PC recorder, like I was mentioning about the D105 mod in the future, if that's still around and everything, definitely would love to have you on board.
The Hanson Gamer 5, how does the RFL free agency work? It works just like in the file, like in a Madden franchise file. It's about bidding. We have just certain rules set in place for when people put bids on players. They have to be like a green. They can't be like the red, the horrible deals to take advantage of the CPU. And then in free agency, we have a bid point system for guys based off of their overall, and every team gets a certain amount of points, and they have to manage them throughout the season. But aside from that, it's pretty much just how the game gives it to you.
Yeah.
For the next year, guys, how many quarterbacks do you feel have a chance of getting drafted?
Very minimal.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I mean, yeah. I know there's plenty of teams that'll still want a quarterback. If a lot of these guys expect to be top 5 picks next year, it's going to be tough. Yeah. It's just a lot of quarterbacks in the league already, not to mention the guys who are about to come in. And there's still guys who aren't starters right now but have potential that are still on teams. I myself have a couple that could potentially be starters down the road. So it's going to be a tough one for quarterbacks, and that's why we tried to tell people, don't always go and submit a quarterback, because it's not all it's cracked up to be like what you see in the NFL, because we got plenty of them.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, man. It's gonna be a lot of undrafted guys at that position next year. I can tell you that. So it's just it's not a position of need like that in the RFL. I mean, there are guys getting older, so we might take it might still take a good amount, but I don't even think half those guys are going to get drafted. And that's just the truth. Not a lot of guys are going to need a quarterback, and not a lot of guys are going to come in with a high overall like that, because this is just one of those once-in-a-lifetime drafts that we have with some crazy talent. And I'm not saying that the incoming guys aren't going to have talent either, but because these guys had storylines and everything, they come in with a lot more, more to them. For you guys, I mean, some of you guys are building storylines, but you guys are going to have to perform well on that field. And since you will take up most of the positions, the overalls are definitely going to vary. depending on your performance. So, and especially your activity. If you are active, that'll help you out. Being active gives you a boost if you're already great. Like if you're already great and you're active, you're going to be a solid player. If you are okay and you were active, you're going to get a little bit of boost and be a decent player coming in. If your player was terrible and you're at least active, he's not going to be all that bad. It could be somebody in the future. If you are not active at all and you are here and you're not a good and even if your player is good, it's going to really hurt the potential of being great in the league. So that's all I can say about that.
Yeah, because we got guys that have, like the guys that are getting drafted this weekend, like you see Eric Strouder and I know Reggie Streeter, and there's been a few guys, Drew Brewer. They have been here literally since before the college series last year, and they've stayed here, and it's nothing against the guys who maybe have other stuff going on and aren't in the Discord or leave the Discord and want to come back when it's time for them to shine. But we can't overlook the fact that the guys who have been completely committed to us since day one of submitting their players, and that's sort of where that mindset comes from with that.
Yeah.
And then this is a question that reminded me of what we talked about for about 2 days that we completely forgot about a while back. Chris wants to know, will Relo Bucks be useful soon?
Oh yeah, so what I'm planning, the Relo Bucks will be useful after the draft and pretty much after this month. I'm planning on having the Relo Bucks being something August. We pretty much got everything mapped out.
Yeah.
But the Relo Bucks, make sure that you use those mindfully, because what's going to happen is we're going to set out what it can be used for and the stuff and the ways you could get it and how you could use it. But if you're a college player, you're in this upcoming college. There's I think I'm incorporating. It's like I said, still not 100%, but I'm incorporating ways that you could possibly use your Relo Bucks to give your player a slight boost in the college series. So, you might want to keep on to those. That's why Relo Bucks that's why we didn't tell you guys all the way what it was used for, but we told you guys it was important to stack up on as many Relo Bucks as you can, because they're going to be important.
Yeah, maybe that'd be a good topic for maybe next week or something. Because it is something we can't really get in depth with it tonight, because that'd take a long time. There's a lot of moving parts to it, so they're going to be worth it. They'll be worth something. They'll be worth a lot, but we're going to definitely need more time to really explain it to everybody.
Yeah, and definitely not going to do that through text. But I think that's going to be it. All we'll answer here today, man. Appreciate you guys actually staying here pretty much the whole 3 hours plus with us for this podcast. And I know and I hope it was very informative for you guys in terms of the draft, in terms of the stuff coming up, in terms of the coach applications, the college series, and the Relo Bucks and everything, of the open questions. But once again, appreciate you guys coming here and sticking it out with us. I know you guys are really enjoying and turning into true fans of the RFL, and that's what we want to do. Make sure that you are sharing RFL content, man, because this is, like I said, this is going to be the next big thing in the future, and you guys right now are a part of that. If you want to be a part of greatness, man, that's what this league's all about, being great. But that's going to do it here for us. We'll see you guys at the draft on Saturday. Do not miss it. First ever live draft for the RFL. But until then, it's your boys Smitty and Bill, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
No, we're still on. No, I can hear it because I just tested with. That's why I was turning my mic on and off because I know I can hear it when the mic turns on, and oh yeah, of course that part passed.